Welcome to the Bitcoin Sage Show. I'm your host Patrick, and today is December 18th. It's 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and let's get started with the news in Bitcoin cryptocurrency today. So this is interesting. Dubai sets its sight on becoming the world's first blockchain-powered government. This is very interesting, and they've been working on this for quite a while. There's a lot of blockchain government-related organizations, so the different ministries are running on blockchain in order to be fully transparent. I think this is great. I think it might force some Western governments and people at least will start demanding governments put everything on blockchain so that people can see and the record is clear what ministries got paid for what, where that money was spent, where it went to. So I think this is a great sign for the future. And I think this will start to spread around the world, and it's exciting that it's actually coming from the Middle East. Next, another Middle East story here from Dubai. So buy property in Dubai with cryptocurrency. So because this OneGram company is Sharia compliant, they're now allowing Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies to be used in Dubai to purchase properties. So that's a huge move, and that's also happening in the States, but not as much in a regulated way as much as it is just in individual sellers putting up their properties. Next is security. North Korean hackers trying to steal Bitcoins from workers of crypto companies. So be very careful about the public profile that you carry in the crypto community. Also make sure that if you work for a crypto company or a crypto coin, how you're connecting your work ID with your social profiles and all of that information that you have on there. I would advise you take your security extremely carefully with cryptocurrencies. I'm writing some blog posts at bitcoinsage.com. If you go to the top menu, there's a section called Securing Your Crypto Assets. And I'm putting together a full blog of what to do and the steps to follow and the type of security that you want to take on your computer, your smartphone, and then your social profiles. So I'll continue to build this out and then turn it into a video series shortly to help everybody else. But take your security seriously, everyone. Can't say that enough. Bitcoin trading started on the CME exchange yesterday. Nothing dramatic, to be honest with you. I was expecting a lot more volatility out of it, but we did not see anything huge so far. If you look at the CME futures, we got January down to 18,910, which is close to in line with where we're at now. CBOE futures are right around that same price. It says a change of positive here, but at least the futures price is pretty close to what the current price is. Next, analysts who predicted Bitcoin's rise now see it hitting at 300,000 or 400,000. And we're seeing more and more of this. I'm not sure if this is more of a sign of the top before we get corrected, because between these types of predictions and what I'm seeing out there, everyone's hoping for 25,000 Bitcoin by Christmas. And then when you start seeing these 100,000, 300,000, 400,000, listings out here or predictions, I'm sure there's a possibility for us to get there. I just don't think it's going to be something that's short term, and we're going to see some corrections on these price targets. So as we go up, we're going to have to correct, consolidate as well, which brings us to the next article, which is Bitcoin's illiquidity is going to be a huge problem when the bubble bursts. And again, by bubble bursting is simply the idea of, the price has appreciated greatly over the last while because of the illiquidity of Bitcoin. So it's gone up that way, and it works in reverse, and it works even more so. So when people do decide to exit in droves, we'll see, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 price drop in an instant. That's the problem. People see a very steady upward move. The downward move is extreme, like an elevator dropping, whereas going up is more like an escalator. It's slow and steady, and it continues to go up. But the downward trajectory is tremendous and bad. So watch out for that. Make sure you have stop losses. Make sure you have anything in place to mitigate the risk of your investment in Bitcoin. So Swedish co-founder of Bitcoin.com, one of the largest websites in the industry, has sold all his Bitcoin because it's as good as useless. That's awesome. I love hearing these kinds of things because this is the handoff that's happening. A lot of the people that were involved in the Bitcoin industry, from the pennies to the first $1,000 or $3,000, those are the people that are now shifting all of their Bitcoins out, happy that they made their money, and are now passing the torch to the new investors and the new generation that are buying it at $5,000 and $15,000 and soon $25,000. And then we're seeing a big move into all the other cryptocurrencies because people are looking for more lower cost average price for their coins. So let's get started with the top 10 coins. So today's mix is number 1, Bitcoin, number 2, Ethereum, number 3, Bitcoin Cash, 4 is Litecoin, 5 is Ripple, 6 is Dash, 7 is Neem, then 8 is Monero, 9 is IOTA, and Neo. So let's get started with Bitcoin. Like we talked about the other day, Bitcoin blew through 18,200 and kept going all the way up, and we got up to 19,800 or 19,900 depending on what exchange. So we're just about at 20,000. I think we'll see a little bit of consolidation going on today as we make another move up to 20,000. I'm not sure at what point we'll see any kind of volatility coming into play from these Bitcoin futures, but so far to date there hasn't been anything dramatic. We're still seeing on average about $1,000 to $1,500 price swings, so be prepared for those. These big downward candles are always great opportunities to buy for a bounce, but be careful on those. Next, let's jump to Ethereum. Ethereum's doing fantastic. We were buying it here at 0.033. Had a nice run, and then as Bitcoin prices blew up and continued, we saw a pullback. It's now starting a trend back up, so I'm positive on Ethereum again at 0.0376. So we should see some good movement out of Ethereum. It has a lot of room to appreciate, and I think a lot of people are looking at this as that secondary big coin. Let's jump to Bitcoin Cash. I'm extremely bullish about Bitcoin Cash. I've been accumulating on the lows as much as I can, but I was very excited with it moving past 0.099. It did also have a pullback because of Bitcoin's big price moves, and just recently it started to shoot up again. So here's some of the targets that we're looking at. So 0.1185 is the first target. It did actually kiss that target already. On my 1 hour here, I don't see it, but let's move this down to a 5-minute chart. Yep, see, there we go. So these levels really help in knowing where resistance is and where you can expect some of the price action to go. Let's see, let's jump. What's next? Bitcoin Cash. Let's go to Litecoin. I'm going to try to go in order. Litecoin has been fantastic. I've been very impressed with this. I was never a big fan of this in general, but I was a buyer at 0.010 and a seller at this top level here. But the way the price action has been moving over the last few days as Bitcoin has appreciated and it's continuing to go up, very bullish at this point. So I'm expecting some big moves from Litecoin still. So watch that carefully. Here's a few levels that we have. First is 0.176. Next is 0.194. I'm expecting some big pops out of Litecoin shortly. So I'm excited about that. Now let's jump to Ripple. Ripple has done a little bit of a consolidation effort, and I know a few folks in crypto Twitter have gone super long on this using BitMEX, and I think that's a very good trade. As long as it holds up on this resistance, we should see another big pop out of Ripple as well. Now that it's made some big moves recently, expect it to kind of be pulled back to those resistance levels and see what happens. Let me actually just draw that in here so that we have a chance to see where our good friend Ripple is going to head to, and what are some opportunities here for us to watch out for. All right, there we go. Next is Dash. Let's see. I'm not very familiar, but it looks similar to Litecoin, where it hasn't been overly depressed during this run up with Bitcoin, which is strange. So I think there's some really interesting opportunities for Dash as well coming up. I've put in some of our markers here of where we think it's going to pop up to. Looks good. Next is Neem. Now I can't seem to get this one on Binance, but it's very positive too. So Neem is just on fire at this point. Once it passes this level, which right now at 0. Or sorry, let's just go down to the sat, 4,077 sat. As we're breaking this level, we should see a nice pop in the action. So I'm long on this. I'm bullish on this one as well. Let's see. Next is Monero. Monero is also in a very positive trajectory. So as soon as we break out some of these levels, we should see a nice pop in Monero as well. So watch for that one. IOTA, I've been negative on this one for quite a bit, but it seems to be doing everything it can to work its way up. So I'm still waiting for it to break some of this resistance. At this point, I'd be very interested in going long at 22,928. And then I've put in some of the levels of what we can expect here. So if we see a break over this resistance, then I think I'm going to go long on IOTA. And last but not least is NEO. Man, I love this. This coin has been working hard for a long time. It's been depressed for a long time. And I think at this point we have nothing but upside potential on NEO. Now that it's broken past this level of 0.00379, I'm long. I'm very positive. I was positive at the lower levels here, but it was only about a quarter position after it passed this last level of 0.003796. Put the rest of my position into play, and let's see where NEO goes. I think we have a lot of potential with NEO, so I'm very excited about that one. So we're seeing a lot of action in all of the coins in general. Let me see if I can get us to the coin market cap, and you can see the breakdown here. So we are seeing some green across the board. I did hear something very interesting about Bitcoin Cash potentially being added to Coinbase. So I think there's a lot of room to move on Bitcoin Cash. Keep that on your radar and watch out. The next coin that gets added to Coinbase will just take off, and there's some big potential there. Anyways, everyone, have a fantastic day. I'm excited that we have another fun trading day of Bitcoin and altcoins. Comment on the video below or message me at Bitcoin Sage on Twitter. Have a great day, everyone.